Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SHOUTcraft. I bring you the finals of Liga, which I assume I am pronouncing correctly. If not, the Finns will kill me. And they will get the chance, because I will be at Assembly. Myself and Apollo are the primary casters for Assembly, folks. So any of you from Finland, I will see you there. Looking forward to it. This is sponsored by Steel Series and Gyms. 700 euros on the line for the winner of this particular final. And I bring you Naama from Team Virus. He is in the blue trunks, and he is playing Terran right here on the Xel'Naga Caverns versus his opponent Protosser in the purple trunks. He is playing Zerg. Yes, I know, it's rather confusing. Protosser, what are you playing? Zerg. God, that would just be terrible. I'm sorry, it would. I can just imagine it. Pro Zerga, what are you playing? Terran. Ah! Why you do this? Why? Now, Protosser is currently 2 games to 1 in his favor in this best of 5 series. 1 more game wins it. Naama came back with some excellent drop harassment, kept his opponent on the back foot, and prevented that critical mass of pain that Protosser is known for. Protosser goes really, really heavy. Very... Naama? What are you doing? Huh. Naama is not walling off. What does that mean? I actually don't know. Unless this is some kind of proxy play, which doesn't make any sense. Why are you building there? I have no idea. We're going to find out. As I say, I'm not going to pretend to speculate. I do not know why he is building there, and I will find out shortly. He evidently has a reason and a rhyme behind that, especially Xel'Naga Caverns, where scouting is really, really easy. That drone will get in there, and we'll see that surely. What is he playing at? It is an interesting maneuver. Doesn't have the... He's not going for any kind of 2 barracks play either. That is highly bizarre. I don't know, maybe there's just nothing in it. It's a tech lab, so it could be Reaper Fast Expand, certainly. Almost certainly got to be Reaper Fast Expand against Zerg. What are you going to do? Open it with a Marauder against Zerg? That doesn't make any sense. It will be Reaper Fast Expand. The question is, will he scout it? Yes. That's why. It's sneaky. The thing is, if Protosser has any sense, he's going to scout either that or he's going to panic and he's going to think, oh, there's some kind of proxy barracks play at work. And he hasn't scouted it yet. He will find it, though. There we go, because of course he has common sense. He will see this coming. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but there you go. Whatever. We'll go for it. Of course, it gives him a nice direct route over to that expansion. And an early Reaper could be dangerous against Protosser, certainly. He spots the tech lab. He has to assume a Reaper. You wouldn't open up with a Marauder against Zerg. It's a Bunker Reaper play. However, it looks like Naama might not be able to... I don't know. He might. If he's very, very, very careful, he's going to have to be incredibly careful. No, he actually cancels out of that one. Goes for a second right there. Protosser sees it coming. He needs that Reaper over there right now if he wants to go for this play. He's got a second Reaper backing it up. Naama looking for that early Bunker Reaper play. It's powerful if he can pull it off. He's having to cancel out of these over and over again. He does have the money to support this, though. Couple of Queens on the way. Here comes the Reaper, so any kind of drone harassment will not work against this anymore. So this is going to get messy. However, if he gets surrounded, that's going to be messy. Oh, very, very, very close indeed. And there you go. Nice grab there and preventing once again that bunker from coming out. Naama picks off a couple of drones for free. And where is that second? Is he building it? Yes, he does. He has 2 Reapers on the field. Will he go for this one here, or will he try to attack the main base? Reapers are useless against Queens, bear this in mind, but they do heavy damage to light units. Queen moves to intercept. Protosser grabbing it right here. Where's that second Reaper? There it is. Picks off the Zerglings quite nicely. It's a 2-pronged, very early harassment attack with the Reapers right here from Naama, and Protosser's going to have a little bit of trouble dealing with it. More drones picked off for free, and Naama knows it. I think he's got the read on his opponent now. He knows exactly what to avoid, and that's to allow his opponent to really gain a massive, massive economic upper hand. It's really bad. Protosser, if he's even given an inch to build a massive force, he will do just that. He's got a great philosophy in terms of how he sets things up. Now, Naama's going to follow this one up with 3 more barracks and a factory as well. So it's going to be an infantry-heavy approach with some factory support, possibly medevacs, looking once again for more drop play. Now, the question is how much damage was done. 4 workers were killed in return for 1 worker on Naama's side, and 6 other units were picked off, and only 1 of those Reapers went down. Actually, no Reapers went down, come to think of it. Those 2 Reapers are still alive, and they're perfect as well for holding these Xel'Naga watchtowers, picking off scouts, and getting early information on incoming harassments. It's perfect. It's absolutely fantastic strategy there by Naama, and it seems to have done very, very well. He has repressed his opponent's economy somewhat, but not quite enough. We're looking at 29 drones to 24 SCVs. Of course, as a result of doing this, he had to delay his command center just a little bit, and he's looking to expand now on the 7-minute mark. As we've seen before, he's gone for a much earlier Well, not that much earlier, actually, come to think of it. He has gone for an earlier expansion, certainly. Naama gets surrounded right there. A little bit of a delayed death. But, will I survive this? No. Now, Protosser looking to spot an expansion timing and hopefully deny it as well. Force some Hellions and some Marines out there to actually clean that up. And that's fine. This gives Protosser an opportunity to drone up, which is exactly what he's doing. 37 drones to 28 SCVs right now on the field. And the income comparison looking pretty good for Protosser right now. Very cool indeed. 2 mules are keeping things going, with Protosser transitioning back into what he's comfortable with, going for the lair. He did take a little bit more early economic harassment than no doubt you would have wanted. Naama, the 2 HP Reaper right here, and looking to jump up and jump back on. Yes, I remember a game on Zelnaga Caverns with 5 Rex Reaper. It was very, very unpleasant. And actually, Naama could have picked that one off right there. He chooses not to do it, and there we go. Once again, a delayed death for his opponent. Spiral in the way right now for Protosser, looking for that air control. Naama with Hellions and Marines on the field. Upgrade count for them is looking pretty much nil. No Marine shield upgrade as of yet. Stim on the way. We do have an engineering bay to back it up, and here comes the starport. A little bit later on than I think he might have liked. He would have liked perhaps some drop harassment. The pressure is coming in. The question is, does Protosser have what he needs to repulse it? Army count is looking not so great for Protosser at all. 14 Zerglings, a couple of Queens, and a Spine Crawler. And that's Blue Flame Hellion as well, by the looks of it. That's going to get really messy. Only Zerglings will not be enough to repulse this force unless he gets a really great surround. Or, of course, Naama screws this up badly, which is looking extremely unlikely right now. A Marauder at the back as well, looking to get some barbecue action. Good surround by Protosser, able to clean up 2 of those Hellions, but still more damage coming in. Spinecrawler is down, Queen under grave threat, and he's able to stop his opponent from doing anything in terms of mining. Looking to try and deny this expansion. Surely he will not be allowed to do so. Protosser now with a significant force of units coming on. That Hellion is doing some damage, but not quite as much as it would like, no doubt. 6 kills, and there's the surround, and down it goes. Some good harassment once again, some good aggression in there by Naama, but I think the damage wasn't quite as good as you would have liked. Still a economic advantage on the drone side of things, but of course the mules will more than make up for that on Naama's side. Protosser now looking to expand once again to the bottom, trying to break down those back rocks, as you can see right there. Flyer attack upgrade and looking once again for that Mutalisk control. Plenty of Marines on the field. No siege tanks this time around. This is an interesting play. And I suppose it kind of makes sense, really. 1 siege tank is on its way, but still nothing out by the 11-minute mark. Highly mobile force, looking once again for more drop harassment. The thing is, there are Mutas on the field, and there's only 12 Marines. And they don't have any upgrades either in terms of the attack. +1 Flyer is on its way. It's nowhere near complete yet, though. 6 of those Mutas probably won't be enough to clean this out. Looking for some damage to the back of the line nonetheless, however. A little bit of economic harassment coming in right here from Protosser. Able to pick off 1. He's able to cancel the missile turret out as well, but no big damage as of yet. As I said, he tends to go for a big mass of Mutas. Try and force his opponent to go heavy into Thors. And of course go heavy into Marines, which can be cleaned up quite nicely by the Banelings. I just realized how bloody hot it is in this room. God. Ugh. Esports is a sweaty business, ladies and gentlemen. Mutas looking for yet more harassment. Taking some damage, however. Protosser not looking in the best of positions right now. We'll have a look at army count, and you'll see that it's equal for the moment. Work supply count is in favor of Protosser, but that also keeps in mind Queens. So right now he's going to have to drone up more and more and more to keep this going. Looking for that 3rd expansion. Will he be able to hold it against any kind of harassment more to the point? We're not seeing any harassment from Naama just yet. Pushing forward on the ground for the time being, trying to take control of the map. I drink some water for my Murloc Stein. I have this giant Murloc Stein. It's very awesome. Tastes like hate. Naama walling off the corridor right here. This hallway, perhaps. Now Protosser with the Banelings on the field, and this is going to be dicey for Naama. He's going to be very careful. Must keep an eye on things. No expansion for Naama, actually, either. It looks like he's going to try and do this on 2 bases. Not looking for his 3rd. Here comes that drop that we expected to come a little bit later, honestly, but Protosser is actually quite far down range. The question is, will Naama be spotted with this harassment? Mutas on the way, but plenty of Marines on the ground to try and deal with them. Banelings to back them up, however. This could be a cleanup if Naama is not quick to get out of there. Yes, I am keeping an eye on that drop that's coming in to the right-hand side. I just want to see if this ends up being anything, or if it's just going to be completely inconclusive. Nothing coming on. There we go. Protosser keeps map control. In the meantime, this is going to get spotted by the Overlords, of course, if he's paying any attention to the minimap. What's coming in the back, however? That's only one queen. Mutas moving across to try and intercept this. I would expect some damage, certainly. Not too much, however. Should be able to deal with that with the Mutas quite nicely. Here comes the cleanup. And there you go, the medevac will not be able to hold that, and that'll also be a free medevac as well, and no Mutas even carved up right there. Nice cleanup for Protosser, bare minimum losses, and holding the harassment nicely. Now, this is a real problem, as we're getting into the same situation that we're in Game 1 and 2, where Protosser starts to get a real economic lead on Naama. 62 drones to 57, so it's not a big difference as of yet. The army count difference isn't that large either, however. And he does have 3 bases versus 2. Naama is looking to expand into the gold right now. The question is, can Protosser do anything about that? Well, he can take a freebie right there. Grabs himself a siege tank. And Naama not quite quick enough to respond to that missile turret going down to try and keep a hold on this as well. And once again, a long macro game. If you guys like long macro games, apparently Naama and Protosser will give you just that. That's a lot of banelings you have there, Protosser. It would be a shame if something were to happen to them. Naama is keeping an eye on things, and it looks like he spots some of the banelings, but not a huge number. He doesn't have any idea of how many are really coming in right now. Got a drop right there at the 3rd base, doing some damage and cleaning up the queen as well. Protosser needs to get in there immediately before he takes significant economic losses. Cleaning it up right there. Naama, very nice indeed. Look at that. Good work is killed, and he's not going to get out of there, unfortunately, but he does get the Mutas to drive back in. Actually, Naama penetrated quite far into the territory of Protosser right there, but he needs to move back because there's a lot of banelings on the ground. 29 total. What's the upgrade count looking like? Not as good as I would have expected. Only level 1 melee. Looking for level 2 flyer right now for those Mutas. Of course, it does help an awful lot because of the bouncing attack. Very, very nice. Of course, they do relatively low damage to begin with, so always nice to see upgrades right there. Picks one off. Unfortunately, he's not able to get in there. That gold looks pretty secure. Now, what I would do if I were Protosser right now is, of course, try and take this gold and expand as much as possible. You can see that Naama is playing fairly passively right now, with the exception of some drop harassment. However, there is a very real risk of Protosser getting flanked right here. See a small force of Marines and Medevacs on the flank. Protosser, look at that. Look at the size of that. That is... oh, it's nightmares. 44 Zerglings, 29... banelings on the field. There are 7 tanks deployed, and trying to attack this is going to be difficult. However, there is a way around. He could very easily flank this. He could go into this base and absolutely gut it with that kind of count. The problem is he's afraid, very much afraid, that Naama will choose that opportunity to attack, and he needs to try and keep this gold base area secure. Muta's trying to flank around right now. Should be able to pick that off quite nicely. That's a lot of upgrades, but he's taking Thor firepower from the ground. Will he stick it out? Yes, he does. Cleans it up. Some losses, but not a huge amount. In the meantime, Marines rolling forward, and yeah, they're not going to survive. Or maybe they will. Okay. I'm not going to attack them. I don't feel like it. I'm feeling like a fairly peaceful Zerg player right now. I don't blame him. He doesn't want to be caught out of position because more harassment is coming in from Naama. And look at this. He's managed to slide past into the main base. Can he do much against that spine crawler? Doesn't pick it off. That's perhaps a mistake. Taking unnecessary damage right there. Does look to do more damage. Lots of banelings spent in order to clean that up, and Protosser driven backwards again. That gives Naama an opportunity. He can solidify his position around this area. However, he hasn't been able to harass this all-important gold. Right now, the supply count is certainly in favor of Protosser. Protosser is starting to get a nice force going. Hive is on the way, which we were to expect. And needless to say, if the Broodlords end up coming in, there's not a huge amount on the field to deal with them. Mutas are providing an excellent counter to drop harassment right here. Naama is not able to do huge amounts of damage, which really does start to play the game in favor of Protosser, because if Protosser can hold off, that's one of Naama's strengths. His harassment is really good. Oh my! Oh my, oh my, oh my! That was bad for Naama. Unbelievably bad timing. That entire siege line just got absolutely twatted. Good lord, look at that. 72 to 37, and now this might be the critical error that turns it around really in Protosser's favor right now. Looking for a cleanup. Loads of Mutas on the field and not an awful lot to stop them. Oh, wow. Excellent attack timing there by Protosser, and terrible attack timing by his opponent, Naama. Massive damage coming in right now as those SCVs get gutted. That's to be expected. The economy of Naama is falling flat on its face. This might be what ends it, folks. It really, really is. Another expansion coming up right there, and we've got a floating expansion. But in the meantime, what is Naama going to do to really counteract this? His army supply is down to 27. 62 for Protosser. Huge, huge amount of units right now on the way as well. Look at that. The visual indicator tells the story better than I ever could. Naama could end up losing this one right now. He's in a very bad position. Very bad indeed. He doesn't have production facilities or indeed the economy to really come back from this in any major way. Of course, he will try and hold on. And you never know. I've seen bigger miracles. But really, look at this. 65 supplied, 149. Another charge right now. You know what? He can afford it. Protosser can afford it. Just go for it. Try and take out the planetary fortress. Big damage being done right there. Banelings crash in and down it goes. Will Naama be able to come back from that? It's looking really unlikely right now. Protosser's cleaning things up. GG, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. The winner of the Netliga final is sponsored by SteelSeries and the one and only Jim's Hardware.